Hey guys, Dylan from Noble Records coming at you with another video. Man, this month has been insane. I'm telling you, for whatever reason, all these records came out of the woodwork at once. This is the craziest month of vinyl finds and pickups I've ever had in my whole entire life. I found so much this month. This is like a year's worth of stuff. It's crazy, the amount of stuff. I'm telling you, the stuff I'm about to show you today, it's probably like 50 or 60 super rare records. That's better than some of my like year-end best of the year videos. Like that's how good some of this stuff is. And it's just because it's come from all over the place. I've had several friends kind of start purging some things. I had a buddy that was needing like a down payment for something, and he sold off a huge chunk of his collection. Another buddy's like focusing on some other things. This is like, I'm telling you, craziest month of vinyl finds I've ever had in my life. It's absolutely unbelievable. So I'm gonna start off with one of the bigger ones. Starting off strong is this is called the Brains Machine, B-R-A-E-N, Brains Machine, The Underground. This is an absolutely unbelievable psychedelic library record. I've talked about library records in the past. It's a crazy genre of just any type of music you can imagine, but like the funk and soul and psych and all that stuff in that genre. Jazz is really special, really unique sound. This one is psychedelic most of the way through, but there are parts where it's a little, they sneak in some like jazz funk type stuff, but it is an absolute unbelievable. This is a record you could go your whole life and never, ever, ever see. It is now on my wall, one of the rarest records I own. This is on streaming. You need to check this out. One of the best records in my collection now. Unbelievable. Same guy, buddy of mine, selling off some library stuff. I might have shown this in another video. This is the psychedelic and underground music on this library, this Italian library label called Lupus. This is unbelievable stuff as well. This one's this is a little bit of a heavier psych type sound, but this is a psych record. Again, this one's probably worth more than that one, but it's hard to put a price on either of them because they're so rare. Both of those are from Italy. I don't share my top wants because people extort me over it, but I had a top want list on my phone, like I keep one, and the next two records were in the top three. So there's still one missing out of the top three that I'd like to have, but that's a long shot. This one is called Relatively Clean Rivers. This is an incredible record. It's like folk psych type stuff, but there's a lot of like heavy psychedelic moments, but then there's some like more gentle psychedelic folk type stuff as well. A few reissues kind of floating around. You could probably get one for pretty cheap. This is an original first press. In this video, there are no reissues at all. This is all first press stuff. This is a crazy rare record that I have been wanting for years and years and years. Never ever thought I'd see an original. A good friend of mine was deciding to let this one go, and I'm very grateful. It is a tip-top, super clean copy. Yeah, and if you like that stuff, it's kind of like a acid folk psych type thing, but it goes into passages of really heavy psych. Top notch. Along kind of the same vein is a band called Crystal. We did an exclusive of this last summer. We did one and it sold out. Everybody loved it. But it's another one. This one has a little bit more heavy fuzz guitar lines and things like that. Private press, grail, absolute grail piece. This was probably number one on my list that I wanted to get this year. This is in the Shrink. My buddy, the same guy that sold me the last one, he said he just opened it and listened to it like once. It is mint, near mint, whatever you want to say. It is as clean as a copy could possibly be. But it's called Crystal, K-R-I-S-T-Y-L, and it is an incredible psych record. This Dryewater record, I did not find it this month. This is one I bought from the band. They had an extra sealed copy, and we actually licensed this record this past summer. I didn't tell anybody about it then, but we have it licensed, and this just went up on streaming. So we got the original master tapes from the band, and there was actually some extra material on that tape. And so our version that we put up is a previously unreleased straight from the master tapes, and we're going to be doing a vinyl reissue in the next few months. Stay tuned on all of our pages and all that stuff where we're talking about it. And if you have Instagram, follow our label page. We have a main page is at Noble Records, but at Noble Record Label is what it is. If you would follow that page, it will keep you in tune with all the stuff going on. We're posting cool pictures of the bands back then, all that stuff. And so, but this is an incredible record from North Carolina. Super rare, really heavy. There's not a miss on the whole album. The whole album is absolutely killer. And there's an extra track and some extended tracks on our version that we have up on streaming. You can get it on all streaming platforms now. Dryewater, D-R-Y-E, water. It is amazing, and the album's called Southpaw. So I thought I would shout that out since we just put it up on streaming, and we have some other stuff coming out too that's really exciting for the label. This is another killer record from Bermuda. This is a killer one called Spacing Out by the Invaders. This is an absolutely perfect copy. Near mint, beautiful shape, and this is like some crazy good funk. Super funky stuff, highly sought after funk record that never comes up, and especially not this clean. This is as clean as you could possibly want one. The Invaders, Spacing Out. If you like that early Booker T and the MGs, Meters stuff, this is in that same vein. It is killer the entire way through. It is amazing. Josephus, Dead Man. I've had to reissue this for many years. This is one of my earliest heavy hard rock wants, and I have just had the hardest time finding an original. I had a shot at an original a few years ago, but it was like trashed and somebody wanted like a lot for it, and I would rather pay way more for a clean one, you know, than a trashed one, you know what I mean? So I said I'll hold off for a clean one, and that's what this is. Super clean Josephus, Dead Man, Texas hard rock. People call it psych, but it's really just heavy, you know. The cover looks like what it is. That's how good the album is that cover is killer, and it is killer, super heavy hard rock. This is one from Eternity's Children, Timeless. This is a Canadian release only. Eternity's Children had a self-titled release that went to a few different countries, including the US. They're a Canadian band. That album is really good. This one is also really good, but is only ever released in Canada. It's very rare, hard to find, and it is more on the like pop psych type area, not heavy at all. It's just like pop psyche. But anyways, when you're in the mood for it, that's a cool one, super rare. This is a krautrock record called My Solid Ground. Unbelievable heavy rock, progressive rock from Germany. Germany has its own flavor of prog, which is everyone calls kind of krautrock, but it's like hard rock mixed with prog type of thing. That's what this is. Unbelievably rare record, first pressing. It's earned a place on my holy moly wall in my house. This is one that's been sought after for me for many years, and it's incredible. I already had this. I found this a few months ago. This was Radio City, Big Star. Unbelievable record. I love this album so much. This is the cleanest one I've ever seen. It's in the shrink. The vinyl is near mint. It is a impossibly clean copy. So this is the one I was like, I'm not gonna find a better copy than this. This is my keeper, right? Well, then in all these collections that I was getting, I got this copy, which this is the promo. Inside this thing is it's a folder, right? It's got that Ardent cover, and then you open it up, and inside is the press kit and all this stuff, and the record itself, and it's a promo. And this is like very clean. It does have like one little teeny tiny minor mark on it, and so I'm like, well, I can't hardly sell the other one because this is like the cleanest copy ever, but then I can't really sell this one because this is a really cool press kit promo, all that stuff. So I was like, whatever, I'll and this is one I just found that one this in January. So I was like, whatever, I'll just keep those two, and it's fine to have two copies of some things. Like I really try to have one copy, you know, no duplicates rule in my house. But then a friend of mine found this at an estate sale. This is autographed by Alex Chilton. And he just brought this in the shop the other day. So I'm kind of in, and this one's not as clean. You know, it's like a VG, borderline VG plus, but has some light hairlines on it type thing. So I'm kind of debating on, I had somebody say like, well, swap out the clean disc with this and that. I don't want to swap the discs. That seems wrong to me. I might keep all three. I don't know. Right now I'm keeping all three, but that's the dilemma. Next one is the Deviants Toof. How are you gonna say this? This is an original first UK pressing with the fold out comic book cover and everything. And this is a near mint, all around near mint copy. Deviants is like, some people call it proto-punk, some people call it psych. It's just madness. It's like the Stooges if they were more silly and a little bit more of the pop psych variety. It's a cool record. This crazy Mazzy Star original. So Tonight That I Might See, original first UK press that is only ever done in the UK, original 90s press. This is an hauntingly beautiful record. I love this album so much, so melancholy, beautiful. And this is Mazzy Star's debut, near mint in the shrink with the hype stickers. Both of those came. This is one called Socrates Drink the Conium. They have, I think, 4 records. This is self-titled, and it is super rare because it was only ever made in Greece. I believe it was only ever pressed in Greece. This is an original Greek pressing. Look at that artwork. Absolutely killer. Really cool, heavy psychedelic guitar. A lot of these I will post on my... I have a personal Instagram for my personal collection. It's called @FindThisRecord. I post like the pictures of the covers, sound clips, stuff like that. So if you've never heard it, you can hear it. So I post that one on there. This is called Virgil Kane. Really good folk psych type stuff, acid folk, really cool stuff. This is one called Tricky Zingers by Cream Soda. Really killer psych record. Amazing stuff. Been wanting that for a long time. This is Truth and Janie Live. This came out in 1988. So if you have the Truth and Janie Erupts, this is the same as that record, but this is the original press. So Erupts is a reissue of this. But this is live Truth and Janie. Truth and Janie, No Rest for the Wicked. It's the same cover, but it doesn't have this text on it, and it's a red tint instead of black and white. That's the studio, and I believe I am of the school thought that Truth and Janie, their live stuff is even better than their studio stuff. Really killer hard rock with just the most amazing univibe guitar solo. Another folk psych, Wendy and Bonnie Genesis on Sky Records. Beautiful copy in the shrink. Grail Frame, incredible. First UK pressing, Prague, rare. Brig, a US hard rock, super rare. Original press, super clean. Precision, this is a really rare, it's on No Mountain Records, and I didn't know a whole lot about this, but with a cover like that, you just go for it. But it's like really heavy hard rock, borderline on early metal. Fillet of Soul, Freedom. This is like a garage record. This is the first U.S. pressing, private press type situation. Really good garage rock with a hint of a little bit of soul. Really good stuff. This is called Riverson. This is really good folk psych from Canada. This is one that first time I listened to it, I was like, why is this record worth so much? It's not that good. And then, usually if it don't have some rip and fuzz guitar solos, I don't pay a whole lot of attention, which is always to my detriment because there's some really, really great albums like that don't have a whole lot of ripping, but they still rip, you know what I mean? This is this record. Very good folk psych type thing. Only released in Canada. Very rare. This was called Prototype, Booth, Davis, and Lowe. Don't know a whole lot about this. This one's like a private press Prague thing. Very cool record. Excited to get to know that one a little bit better. This First Friday is like a country rock psychedelic thing. Super rare. Super sweet. First Friday on Last Word Records. Private press stuff. This is a very, very cool one. This is a record that you might not take a second look at if you find it at a thrift shop. This is called A Letter Home. Have a Good Old Fashioned Christmas on Blap Records. So this is, Andy Summers. He's in a little band called The Police. This is him before The Police. It's a private press record of him, and this album absolutely rips. It is amazing, amazing, amazing. This is one, burn it into your memory. If you see that in the Goodwill bin, grab it. I bought a collection yesterday or Friday, 2 days ago, and it was mostly like psych and prog. It was an unbelievable collection. I had a blast getting this collection. It was about 2,000 records. We're putting it out in the shop. We put some out already on Saturday, but this coming Saturday we'll put a whole lot more in the shop. Let me tell you, if you're local, this coming Saturday is going to be mind-blowing. It's going to be worth coming to, because I've got like a lot of doubles and stuff out of all this stuff that I'm putting out in the shop. But anyways, but I was going through, I kind of eyeballed everything first when I bought the collection, and kind of did, I mean, it was a real quick deal. And I got everything to the shop, and as I'm going through it, I'm finding some like real dingers in there that I'm like, holy moly, I didn't see this the first time around, which is always a nice treat. This is one, the Heath Brothers, Marching On. This is on Strata East. This is really good jazz funk. One of the only Strata Easts I still needed, so it's kind of nice. It's the only Strata East that was in there, but like most of it was prog and psych, and there was not a whole lot of funk. There was some jazz, but there wasn't a whole lot. And then that was in there. I was like, what? This is the Druids of Stonehenge Creation. This is incredible garage rock on the Uni label. I had a copy of this. It was probably on VG, had a lot of hairlines. This is a sealed original. Beautiful copy. Incredible. Legendary Twink Think Pink, original US pressing. Wanted this for years and years and years. I've had a reissue all this time. This is a nice clean copy. Stoked to have it. Blazing through these guys, trying to get through it. Debris on Static Disposal Records. This is early punk type stuff. A buddy of mine had some car trouble and was unloading some things. I got this from this I Love Supreme John Coltrane original US mono, and it is super, super clean. I had an original stereo that I got at a garage sale for, I think I paid $2 for it 15 years ago. So that's always been the copy, my go-to copy. Now I have the UHQR, which sounds amazing, and then always kind of, it's one of my favorite jazz records of all time, so I always wanted an original mono. Nice to get one. This is one of the only black jazz releases I was missing. This is Rudolph Johnson's Second Coming. I had something in the shop that I had another friend of mine that owns a record store, Billy at Riverbend, wanted, and we swapped, and I got that in the trade. This is a killer one called Aardvark. If you like Black Cat Bones, that band, some of the members were in Aardvark. Paul Kassoff was in Aardvark, but before they released this record, he moved to Black Cat Bones and Free and a bunch of other things. So this is actually a super heavy, like, psychedelic prog record, but has absolutely no guitar in it. It's all organ, and there's some evil sounding organ in here that's absolutely incredible. Original mono copy that's been on my want list for decades. I got stuff all around me. This is Food, Forever is a Dream. I always had to reissue this. I was always like, man, I hope an original comes up. This is an incredible psych record. Essential psych, I think. Incredible stuff on Capitol. So it's a major label, Rare, which, Southern Steel, get on through. Really good Southern rock, private press, super heavy, super rare. Really killer guitar solos. It's on the heavy side of Southern rock, and it is gold. Love it. If you hear some noises, my kids are playing in the next room. Oh man, I can't believe I didn't show this one yet. This one is incredible. Inner Space, Ron and Val Taylor's. This is one I've been wanting for a long time. DJs always seek this thing out. It's actually, the disc is on the turntable now. I was just listening to it. This is a jazz funk grail from Australia. Love this record. Stoked to have it. And this is another one I set aside I wanted to show you. This is called Galaxis. Incredible, super, super heavy. The early hard rock stuff that I always ran rave about, but they didn't ever release a full length. This is their 7-inch, super, super rare. These would go for a ton of money. A friend of mine was selling some things at his collection, sold it to me. But Ancient Greece, great label. I've worked with them a lot in the past. They're actually they're reissuing this 7-inch, and it's something you should definitely put on your radar. Good people. This is another one that if you saw at Goodwill, you probably wouldn't even take a second look at it. This is Danny and Linda Gospel. There's no indication that this would be good. I mean, no indication, but it is crazy. Like Linda has a little bit of an acid folk type voice. Some of the songs are on the more gospel-y side, but I'm telling you, Danny can rip. I am just telling you. It is a psychedelic fuzz fest. It's absolutely insane guitar. And like just a closer walk with thee, old hymn. I sang it in church as a kid a billion times. They have like this really cool, like funky psychedelic version of it with ripping guitar stuff. It is a really, 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 really cool record. Stoked to have that one. This one's called Earthrise. Super rare prog record. Really heavy synth. Incredible stuff. We did an exclusive of this, Luigi and the Boys. I think they're sold out now, but we did an exclusive of this, and I was able to find an original copy. They only ever released 1,000 of these. It's from the UK, private press, amazing rock, jamming hard rock from the UK. This is one of the original private press, and it's signed by the whole band on the back. There's one called the San Francisco Sound, and it has It's a Beautiful Day, Trips Accord. It's got a bunch of different bands on it from this San Francisco Sound label. This is a long story of this label, all right. Basically a really shady label. Jefferson Airplane, Moby Grape were both on this label before. And then when they got like a bunch of major labels trying to scout them, they tried to get out of it, and then the owner of it sued them and all this stuff. So anyways, they both ended up getting out of the label, and then the label still kind of owned the rights to the name Moby Grape, or maybe they thought they did, I don't know. And they got a bunch of musicians and hired them to dress up like Moby Grape and tour the country, and they did. And some people just thought it was Moby Grape. They didn't know. So it's kind of funny. But crazy, really good comp of some of that stuff. Some of the songs on here are only on here, and they're not released anywhere else. So that's kind of a cool comp. This is called Panta Ray. It is terribly graphic artwork, but really, really good hard rock. Fantastic stuff. A little bit on the progressive side as well. This is a great one called Lionheart from Texas. Hard rock. This is a 7-inch that they did on the front, but it's just an all red cover. But this is some hard rock from Texas. Great guitar solos. Mega, mega rare. This is one called Mad Dog. Really good private press hard rock. This one is pretty affordable if you're in this genre. A lot of these are sky high prices. It's super hard to find. This one is more affordable and findable. This is in the shrink. Mad Dog, really, really good stuff. This is a Canadian band. You can see what it's called. Really heavy, good guitar riffs, all that stuff. Same with this one, Sweet Tooth Testing. Fantastic hard rock, really killer guitar. This is one called Dennis and the Fox, Mother Trucker. The album's a little bit water damaged and all that stuff. It's not in the best shape, but it plays through and it's good. It's just on streaming. This is like private press psychedelic country rock, and it is great. Long story behind this record, but the guy Dennis and the Fox, I forget his real name, but it's Dennis Calidorla, whatever. And he was in some other groups and things like that. But when he got this is like such a private press small issue that when he got all the discs in, he was putting the disc with the records themselves, but he wanted to make sure they all played right. So he listened to every single one before he sold it. So apparently that's the story. But anyways, cool record, very cool. This is Agitation Free Malesh. This is one of the most incredible krautrock records of all time. Vertigo Swirl, beautiful, beautiful stuff. And this one's out there, it's experimental krautrock, great stuff. Marcus, this is Marcus is a private press psychedelic rock type thing. There's a few different issues of this. It's highly debated. This was sold to me as an original, which it's not. Marcus ended up actually re-releasing it on his own and recreated the covers to look exactly the same. I'm not sure when he did this, sometimes in the 80s or 90s, I think. But this is definitely his private press re-release of it, and it's not an original. But it's fine. The guy I got it from, I got a bunch of other good stuff from too, so I'm not going to make a big fuss about it. This is the Speakers, some South American garage psych type stuff. Really rare record. This is a super heavy hard rock called Amulet. It's on the Shadow label, and this is like really super heavy 1980 hard rock. Amazing. Really, really amazing stuff. This is on the Tribe label, which if you're into jazz, funk type stuff, that's one of the top labels. This is a band called Mixed Bag. This is Mixed Bag's first album. Really, really good, rare jazz funk stuff. A Bohemian Vendetta, early psychedelic hard rock on the mainstream label. This is another one I've wanted for years and years and years. This is Prentice and Tuttle, Every Loving Day. Did not know anything about this record, and my friend had it. It looked interesting. I bought it. It's on this RPC. RPC was like a DIY label that they would do really short runs of things for people. And this was still sealed when I got it. I opened it up and listened to it because I always do that. Really, really good folk psych stuff. Some of the stuff on the RPC label is amazing. Some of it sucks. It's just one of those things. I got an upgrade of Bob Smith The Visit. This is probably my final copy, unless I find like a steel one or something. There's a promo and it's super clean. Has a little bit of edge or ring wear, but that's it. This one is the All Saved Freak Band, Sower. This is a Christian cult type record. This band was a part of the Assemblies of God denomination, and then the leader of this church or whatever started getting some pretty crazy cult ideas, and they kind of separated themselves from the evangelical world and started their own cults out on a farm. Glenn Schwartz was the guitar player on this. He also played in James Gang. Fantastic guitar player, but he got pulled into this cult. At some point during, like while he was in this cult, his family like tried to deprogram him. So like guys pulled up in the cult, kidnapped him, took him out, put him in a psych ward for a year. While he was in the psych ward, Phil Keaggy filled in for him for the All Saved Freak Band. I think Phil Keaggy probably didn't, I don't know if he knew it was a cult. He probably figured it out. I don't know. Anyway, so he came back after he got deprogrammed for a year and jumped right back into it. So really, really crazy cult music. This is called Sower. It's a really good record. Some great guitar solos and stuff like that. This is Dialogue. This is kind of like a acid folk type record called Dialogue. Private press, super rare, really good. This is Tancho Pilatos, Mexican hard rock, and it is absolutely fantastic. Great guitar stuff. Another Mexican hard rock called Enigma. Super rare. There's a 7-inch. Actually, I have their 7-inch as well. But this is a really, really heavy Mexican hard rock. Listen, I don't have that much time. This is called Andre and Josie Amandala. Andre was really good. Josie actually he had some involvement in Osibisa. This is an African psychedelic rock record. Really, really good stuff. Another one called Action, Aktion. They have a couple really, really good records. This is great, amazing stuff. The Five Revolutions is a Zamrock record. One of the only Zamrock records I was missing. Original Dinosaur Jr. Bug. Listen, I bought 300-ish records this month for my personal collection, which is a lot for 1 month for me. I don't ever do that. And for stuff that goes in my personal collection, unless it's like a huge mega grail that I don't think I'll ever see again, I try to get it a little cheaper than full retail, because if I ever need to sell the stuff and get my money back, I'd like to be able to do that. So I try to be a little bit conservative. Everybody thinks I'm insane, which is probably accurate, but I'm going to try to be good. It's funny because when you try to be good and you try not to buy anything, that's when all this stuff comes around. And I actually thought about it in the beginning of January. I was like, why don't I just do this whole year? No records. Don't buy any records for the personal collection. And I was like, maybe I'll try it. And then all this stuff comes up and I'm like, that's never going to happen. So anyways, I'd like to at one point in my life go an entire year without buying any records, just to listen, enjoy the ones I have, because I have so many great ones. But anyways, it's hard to turn them down. I'll maybe do a second wave of this video. This has kind of been the cream of the crop, the best of the batch from January. But there's like another 150-ish, 200 maybe records. Some of them did end up going in the shop that I bought just sheerly for the shop because I got good deals on it. I got good deals on all this stuff. Don't worry about it. Honey, if you're watching this, it's all you know, it all makes sense. All that to say, thank y'all for watching. Make sure you stream Dryewater. That would mean a lot to me. Follow us on all our things. And thank y'all again. We'll see you guys next time.